I'm so excited about the whole weekend and how we're going to dive into identity. And our first thing that we're going to start off is 5 ladies. And I am looking for Siggy, and oh, there they are, right there in the audience. So we are created uniquely by God, and He works gifts and talents into us and through us. And we have a panel this afternoon of ladies that are going to give a testimony through their gifting and through their art. And I cannot wait for you to hear each one of them. Our first one is Siggy Ribeiro. Did I get that right? Ribeiro.
It's like a rib and an arrow.
Oh, Ribeiro. Oh, I wish you would have told me that ahead. Shoot, Ribeiro. And Ashley Holden, I got yours. Yes. Okay. And Siggy wrote a song for us called Your Love. 4.8.
Wandering through the desert, searching for a spring, a little water for a soul barren, drying, coyote howling, snakes on the ground. Voices in the night tell me I will not be found. Your hope is like the bright moon that shines. Your word strengthens my mind, and your truth reminds me in the night your love for me ain't going nowhere. I journey on, listen for your voice through the dark of the night, and the silence of the void, a still small voice, whisper in the heart, a rock to lean upon when my strength falls short. Your hope is like the bright moon that shines. Your word strengthens my mind. Your truth reminds me in the night your love for me ain't going nowhere. My heritage is no lie will keep me in the dark. My voice will sing the truth. Nothing separates me from the spark of your love. And to all the wrong voices repeating their droning refrain, hey, my feet will tread upon the dust of their empty remains. Yeah. Your hope is like the bright moon that shines. Your word strengthens my mind. Your truth reminds me in the night. Your hope is like the bright moon that shines. Your word, it strengthens my mind. Your truth reminds me in the night. Your love for me ain't going nowhere.
That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your gift. Our next up is Sarah Kramer. And Sarah painted this picture and has a testimony with it.
Okay. So through my childhood years, the enemy convinced me. Worry kept my mom sober.
Worry kept a roof over our head. Worry kept my body safe. Worry kept me in control when everything around me was not. Worry and anxiety was my safe space. With God, I have been able to overcome many anxieties over the years. But at my last business trip, I got sick. I was pushing through because that's what we do, Sarah, we push through. It was the perfect storm, and I had an anxiety attack so deep it felt like it changed who I was. I couldn't breathe. I began to realize my anxiety was not just being away from my kids, it was being away from my safety zone, my routine, my home, my place that I can control. With no one to take care of, no routine to follow, no coping mechanisms available, I became that little girl again. I was trapped. The same trapped I felt when my mom was drunk at home, the same trapped and tunnel vision I felt when I tried to commit suicide at 16. The lies of the enemy began to race through my head as my heart raced and I panicked. You think you're good enough to have this job? You can't even handle being in a hotel room by yourself. You think you are a good mom? You're creating an unhealthy reliance on your children. You think you're a good wife? You don't even trust your husband to take care of the house. You think you overcame the sad, anxious, small, vulnerable child that you were? You can't even breathe. I looked into the mirror as I was pacing through the hotel room, and I heard a loud yet comforting voice. You are a child of God. The familiar roar snapped me out of the anxious pattern, and I knew it was the Lord. On the way home, I felt broken and vulnerable, like a wound that was healing, but had just been ripped open. With help, I began to realize I had been working around my anxiety, but not through it. All throughout that year, the Lord had been speaking to me about paths, about pace, and about breath. We jogged together, and he taught me pace and how to breathe. We hiked together, and he showed me a path to trust in. And now it was clear. A journey was ahead, and he had been preparing me for it. The panic attack wasn't to show me how far I had not come. It was to gauge where I needed to go. The Lord wanted more for me than just to have safety when I was in control. He wants me to have safety without control. The trauma I had left behind needed revisiting with fresh eyes. The Lord was going to walk this little girl through the path of healing again, but deeper this time. The next several months, I went through therapy to uncover some of the hidden traumas from my childhood and the behaviors I had created to keep myself safe. At the end of that therapy, I sat down alone and painted what God had been showing me. The path, like the one our family hiked this summer on the Oregon coast, and Jesus, hand in hand with a stringy-haired little girl, ready and willing to pace herself with breath and time down a path that had been laid out for her, far long before she had even took her first breath.
Your transition pros.
Our next lady is Sarah Tinney, and she beaded these hearts of fire.
Hi, I'm Sarah Tinney. So I bead mostly earrings. You'll see some of them in the store. I started beading in October of 2022. So my dad's Native American, and he would go around to powwows and he sells Native stuff, right? Well, his wife was a beader, and he would tell me for years, Sarah, you need to learn how to bead. You can make money and all this stuff. And I'm like, no. If anybody knows beads, it's tedious and they're very small. Well, when Dad got diagnosed with cancer a second time in October of 2022, So I threw myself into learning how to bead. In the last 2 months of his life, I sat on the bed next to him and was able to show him pieces that I did. And it's just been really honoring to continue it. And I make good money doing it. Dad was right. It's just been really honoring. These particular earrings right here, I made a necklace. This is my first one ever. These earrings in particular remind me to keep my heart on fire for the Lord. I call them my fire hearts. I don't really beat them that often because they sell right away. And they're not fun to beat. These are not a real fun one to beat, but they're beautiful. So I was like a day and a half into beating these, and I stepped away, and my 4-year-old took my beading pliers, and I was like halfway done with the second pair. My 4-year-old took my beading pliers and broke beads on both sets of earrings. He's not very destructive like that, so it was really odd that he did something like that, and I was so upset. I almost threw them away, and it was after I had calmed down that I heard the Lord tell me that they were to be a gift for me, that he used my toddler for me. So I finished them. I had posted my story, and a really close friend had posted on it, "I love the symbolism in these. Our hearts go through hard things that cause bumps and bruises, but we still have value, and God can still use us." She's like, "I'm glad you didn't throw them away. They're beautiful even with the imperfections." And I thought about it, and they're one of my favorite pairs of earrings now. Both of them have beads broken throughout them, but nobody ever says anything. And they're beautiful, and it just reminds me that we are all broken in some way. We are, but we are beautiful. God still uses us, and yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Sarah. Our next lady is Shanda Pinkham. Yes, woo! And Shanda crocheted this coat of colors.
When I first heard the song Coat of Many Colors by Brandon Lake, I thought of a crochet coat with rainbow colors for God's promises. As a crochet artist, I wanted to make my own version of the coat because, like many of us Christians, I related to the lyrics of the song. I love to put small details into my work that the Lord guides me to do. Here are some of the details that were put into this coat. Red was the blood that saved me. I didn't want to just make a section of just red. I wanted to add texture that looks like blood droplets to represent the blood Jesus built for us. White was the light that pulled me from the dark. When I think of the light, I think of Jesus and all that he did for us on the cross. So I made this section with crosses. I also picture Jesus as a light pulling me out of my darkest times. Gold was the crown you placed upon my head to show me who you are. I wanted this section to look like a crown. I wanted to add flowers to the crown to represent new life and growth as a daughter to the King. Mercy and grace. I've been embraced like no other. One of the colors to go with mercy and grace is the color blue. I wanted to crochet hearts into the blue parts as a reminder of the Lord's embracing love. Oftentimes, when I am crocheting, the Lord whispers the number 7 to me. I went into this project with no plan, no measurements, just crochet and listen to what the Lord tells me. Each section of color has 7 rows. Each sleeve has 7 different colors, and after 7 days of crocheting, the coat was completed. Thank you.
You have to turn around. You have to see the coat. So I just want to say again, so here's the white with the crosses.
And when I put the hat on,
Okay, put the hat on.
blood on top.
And then there's blood on top that flows down, she said. And this is the crown with the flowers.
And the crown goes over.
And the crown goes over her head. Isn't that amazing? Shanda, thank you. And last but definitely not least is Erin Malcolm. And Erin wrote a poem for us that she's going to share.
So who am I? And who are you? But that's actually the wrong question. When Tammy messaged me and said, hey, you like words, could you put some words together? I hit my knees, both for the right words and self-control to not make it 20 minutes long. So cross your fingers and open your ears and open your heart. A caught glimpse in the glassy surface, vivid, unsure, clear, then confused by any slight stir, a reflection of life that danced as it ran, though never quite certain just who I am. I'm a shout or its echo returning again, heading out bold and strong, yet coming home somehow thin. Chasing perfection, craving acclaim, seeking the person who belongs to my name. Painting the picture, the sculpture nearly formed. Smelling the roses, though sometimes feeling thorns. But I'm building steady, building strong, building rightly, but still, something's wrong. But how? Because I'm the work of my hands, the weight of my worth. I'm the sum of my striving. I'm the dust of this earth. I am the hustle, the grind, and the race. I may be running on empty, but I'm still keeping pace because I feed on the fluff of the praise in the air. The proof of my value is in who chooses to care. I am my titles, my trophies, my gains, ever greater, ever higher, while dragging my chains, because I am the doing, the proving. I'm the show. I'm all that I have to offer. I'm all that I know. I am the measure of what I became by chasing approval, by chasing my name. But I'm lost in this noise, consumed by the sound, blinded by reflections of the things I surround myself with in an attempt to be whole, to have purpose, to have place, to have peace for my soul. You are not who you are, not this person you've made. You're not what you do, and you're not who they say. You weren't born for the hustle, nor formed in the fight, not purified by performance, and suddenly ignited when you do something great, just to sputter and fade. This weight that you carry, this is not why you were made. You are not the sum of these things that you claim. You are not an attempt, a mistake, or failed plan. You are my child, and I will teach you to stand and walk in the truth that you were formed by my love, not by your own hands. You are who you are because I am. What's that? What? Did I really hear what I just heard? Have I been mistaken all along? Is there truth in your words? These words, like a stone, I just can't quite see. They crash through the illusion, unraveling me. And oh, how they move the truth in their wake, setting the surface to tremble and break. Where I once saw a mirror, fragile and thin, I begin to see ripples again and again and again and again and again and again, flowing free, not bound anymore, not lost to the water or stuck on the shore. I think, there I am, no longer disguised by layers of failure and successes and tries. I am made in the image of your love in my life. See, I had been blind, but now I see. When I look at him, I can finally see me. God, I was lost, but you searched and you came. You pursued and you purchased and you called me by name. Where I thought I was shallow, so much deeper I go. Where I thought I was lesser, your greatness now shows. I am not just a shadow, no longer a trace. I'm your reflection and heir to your grace. For I am not glasswork, not vapor, not air, not created to strive, but I am called to declare that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am your bride, and you give me your name. I am not what I crafted. I can never be that small because I am chosen, cherished, bought, beloved by the maker of all, and I bear the mark of your hand that was pierced by your grace, a reflection set free. So I will take my place as daughter, as treasure, as purposefully planned, from reflections to ripples. I know whose I am.